Members have been informed that the party has agreed that there will be no notice of motion or motion without notice. Let me take this opportunity to welcome our special delegates. The Secretary will read the first and the second order of the day. Oh, no, sorry, Secretary. Let me deal with the Chief Whip first before we can. Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chair, I want to move that item number 3 on the order paper be moved in the afternoon of our session today.
Okay. It's moving the third order to be the last item of the day. Agreed? Is it agreed? Thank you. The Secretary will read the first and the second orders of the day.
Consideration of Courts of Law Amendment Bill and Judicial Matters Amendment Bill and reports of the Select Committee on Security and Justice thereon.
Honorable Cimbi, the Chairperson of the Select Committee on Security and Justice.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, the report of the Select Committee on Security and Justice on the Courts of Law Amendment Bill, Bill 8B of 2016, which is dated 21st June 2017. Chair, the National Assembly referred the Courts of Law Amendment Bill, Bill 8B 2016, to the National Council of Provinces for concurrency on the 6th of June 2017. The National Council of Provinces referred the amendment bill for consideration and report to the Select Committee on the Security and Justice on the 6th of June 2017. Chair, the purpose of the Courts of Law Amendment Bill is to amend various sections of the Magistrates Court Act, Act number 32 of 1944, in order to address alleged abuses in the emolument attachment order system. It is further seeks to amend the sections of the Magistrates Court Act dealing with the rescission of abandonment of court judgments to accommodate the Department of Trade and Industry's removal of adverse consumer credit information project. The amendment have a bearing on the civil debts and are aimed at protecting debtors who often find themselves in the financial difficulties as a result of debts incurred by them and who cannot escape the debt trap due to the abuses that seem to be taking place in this area of the law. The amendment bill also seeks to put in place measures that will assist persons in overcoming the effects of court judgments relating to their continuity indebtedness. The amendment bill further amends the Superior Court Act 2013, Act number 10 of 2013, to provide for the rescission of judgments with the consent of the judgment creditor and for the rescission of judgment where the judgment debt has been settled. Chairperson, the committee advertised the amendment bill on the 14th of June 2017 on Parliament's electronic platform in all the official language and on the radio broadcasts in all official language, calling for the public comment on the amendment bill. The committee received 2 submissions on the amendment bill. Chairperson, The Select Committee invited the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development to brief the committee on the purpose and content of the amendment bill. On the 14th of June 2017, the department briefed the committee on the two submissions received on the 21st of June 2017. Therefore, Chairperson, the Select Committee on Security and Justice, having deliberated and considered the subject of the Courts of Law Amendment Bill, Bill 8B of 2016, referred to it, reports that it has agreed to amend bill without proposing further amendments. The Select Committee recommends that the Council approves the bill. Chairperson, allow me also to put this report of the Select Committee on Justice on the Judicial Matters Amendment Bill, Bill 14B of 2016. Chair, also the National Assembly referred the Judicial Matters Amendment Bill, Bill 14B, to the National Council of Provinces. Therefore, the National Council of Provinces for concurrency on the 6th of 2017. The National Council of Provinces referred the amendment bill for consideration and report to the Select Committee on Security and Justice on the 6th of June 2017. The primary aim of the Judicial Matters Amendment Bill, Bill 14B, is to amend numerous acts, most of which are admitted by the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, are intended to address practical and technical issues of
Honorable Trimbi,
Sir?
sorry. Honorable Labuskachni, why are you standing? Honorable Trimbi, can you take a seat? Honorable Labuskachni?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. On a point of order, I just want to make sure, are we dealing now with Order 1 and 2, all in one? Because the
1
chair-
and 2.
Because it was not announced like that.
No, it's 1 and 2, both
Thank
1
you.
and 2, thanks. Can you continue, Honorable Trimbi?
Thank you very much, Chair. Chairperson. The committee, the public participation processes. The committee advertised the amendment bill on the 14th of June 2017 in Parliament's electoral platform in all the official language and on radio broadcasts in all official language, calling for the public comment on the amendment bill. The committee received no submission on the amendment bill. Chairperson, the Select Committee invited the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development to brief the Select Committee on the purpose and content of the amendment bill on the 14th and 21st June 2017. Therefore, the Select Committee on Security and Justice, having deliberated and considered the subject of the Judicial Matters Amendment Bill, Bill 14B of 2016, referred to it, reports that it has agreed to the amendment bill without proposing further amendments. The Select Committee recommends that the Council approve the bill. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Trimbi. That concludes the debate. I shall now put the question in respect of the first order. The question is that the bill be agreed to. In accordance with Rule 63, I shall first allow political parties to make declaration of vote if they so wish. Honorable Labuskachni?
Again, are we voting simultaneously for two bills at one?
No, we are voting for one.
Thank you.
We are
Which
dealing
one
with
will we
one.
vote first?
Political parties to declare. Okay, we shall now proceed to voting on the question. Members will vote by pressing in favor, against, or abstain buttons. Have all members voted? Let all members vote, please. If any member have mistakenly pressed the incorrect button, please press the correct button. If there's any member who's experiencing problems, his or her vote will be recorded manually. Honorable Engelbrecht.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Our special delegate is not logged onto the screen, so if he can have a manual vote, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
They will assist him. Can- Okay, I'm starting with those that were not able to log in, that are voting in favor, to raise their hand. Can all those that are voting in favor raise their hands so that we can do that manually? If you're not able to log in. Okay. Against, thank you. Against, we're doing manually. Any abstention? Okay. In favor, 51 members voted in favor, 4 members voted against, no abstention. The majority have voted in favor. I therefore declare the bill as agreed to in terms of Section 75 of the Constitution. I shall now put the question in respect of the second order. The question is that the bill be agreed to. In accordance with Rule 63, I shall first allow political parties to make declaration of vote if they so wish. We shall now proceed to voting on the question. Members will vote by pressing in favor, against, or abstain buttons. No, the system will be okay. We're activating the system, it will be okay, don't worry. Let's vote. Members will vote by pressing in favor, against, or abstain buttons. Have all members voted? Yeah, those that are not able to do it electronically, if you are voting in favor, you can raise your hand so that we can do the counting. Thank you. Against? We can do it manually. Any abstention? Can I have the results? 52 members voted in favor, 4 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declare the bill agreed to in terms of Section 75 of the Constitution. The Secretary will read the 4th and the 5th order of the day.
Consideration of votes and schedule, appropriation bill, consideration of appropriation bill, Bill 5 of 2015, and report of select committee on appropriation thereon.
Honorable De Pierre.
Honorable Chairperson, we are mindful in the context of our own transformation challenges and the stresses in the global environment of the Honorable Comrade Oliver Tambo's unwavering vision. And I quote, "We seek to create non-racial society. We have a vision of South Africa in which black and white shall live and work together as equals in conditions of peace and prosperity. We seek to remake our part of the world into a corner of the globe of which all of humanity can be proud. We find ourselves at a conjuncture which requires the wisdom of our elders. Comrades Oliver Tambo, Helen Josephs, Walter Sisulu, and Rolihlahla Mandela. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, we need transformation to ensure growth, and we need growth to transform. The principles that should guide our agenda is a test of our programs that must be there to create jobs, eliminate poverty, and narrow the inequality gap. Transformation and using the budget must be mass-based, benefiting the most disadvantaged South Africans through the creation of new assets, capabilities, and opportunities to build livelihoods. To mobilize both private and public investment in the social and economic infrastructure, new technologies, and new activities that help build a modern and diversified economy. Provide new opportunities to access to markets. To reshape our cities and build linkages across the rural and urban landscapes of fragmentation and separation characterized by past patterns. We need to achieve a more balanced structure of ownership and control in our economy. Our work must result in an economy that belongs to all, black and white, where the legacy of more race domination is no longer visible. Honorable Chairperson and members, the total appropriation amounts to 767 billion rand in the 2017-18 financial year, excluding direct charges such as the provincial equitable share and debt service cost. The 27 budget reflects the policy priorities contained in the government's medium-term strategic framework. The medium-term strategic framework sets out the NDP priorities from 2014 to 2019. In the 2017 budget proposal, about 2/3 of the consolidated spending is allocated to functional groups dedicated to realizing the constitutionality mandated social rights. National Department's objectives and spending items must be aligned with the objectives of the NDP as set out in the 2014-19 MTSF. The MTSF is premised on the 14 priority outcomes that are linked to the focus areas identified in the NDP's Vision 2013. The attainment of these outcomes is necessary to unlock constraints to South Africa's growth and development. Chairperson, I'm just highlighting a few allocations. The NDP envisions a health system that works for everyone. Spending in this function is allocated 187.4 billion rand in 2017-18. Also, the aims for inclusive and responsive social protection system. Spending in this priority is set to rise from 118.1 billion rand in 2017-18 to 209.1 billion rand by 2019-2020. The number of social grant beneficiaries is expected to reach 18.1 million people by the end of 2019-2020. The child support grant will reach an estimate of 12.8 million beneficiaries, and the state old age grant, 3.6 million beneficiaries. Also, the NDP recognizes that South Africa needs high quality education and training to build a skilled and capable workforce to support inclusive growth. Spending in this function is 77.5 billion rand for 2017-18. A total of 650,000 university students will receive NSFAS loans and bursaries over the next 3 years. Coming to basic education, this group supports the NDP goal of improving the quality and the access to basic education. Spending in this category is allocated 332.5 billion rand. Spending in economic affairs function supports the NDP objectives of growing the economy and employment. Over the medium term, spending is allocated at 215 billion rand. Chairperson, Parliament, in particular this House, as well as its committees, must intensify their oversight as to ensure accountability and the value for money spent, good governance, and sound financial management. Honourable Chairperson, honourable members, the Select Committee on Appropriations, having considered the Appropriation Bill B5 of 2017 as referred to it and classified by the joint tagging mechanism as a Section 77 bill, report that it has agreed to the bill without amendments. The DA tabled 405 amendments on the bill, which was rejected by the majority in the committee. Chair, I move that the House vote in favor of the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the debate. I shall now put the votes in the order in which they appear on the schedule to the bill. Before I do so, I would like to remind members that when voting, doors will be closed. I now put vote 1. Honorable Labuskaghni.
Honorable Chair, we as the House didn't agree that we're not going to apply Rule 66. Rule 66 says that the bells have to be rung before any vote.
Okay. No, let me, order members. We can sustain, let me sustain the point of order. We can ring the bells. Now, before we can start the voting, let's have the bells ringing. Honorable members, whilst the order that was raised by Honorable Labuskaghni was in order, well, it's not my responsibility to undermine the rules of this House, but it's entirely up to the Chief Whip working with the leadership of different parties to make it a point that maybe we have a way of dealing with this rule, because if we'll be doing it throughout, we might spend the entire day today. So it's entirely up to you. It's not my responsibility to do that. No, Honorable Kalakis, why are you standing?
Honourable House Chairperson, to advise you, because clearly you don't apply the rules correctly, if I may. Honourable House Chairperson, the rule of ringing the bells is there for a reason. It's a long day, members are going to move in and out. If they miss the opportunity to vote, they need to be notified if they're outside the House to come in. The Chief Whip cannot suspend a rule of this House on his own. If it was foreseen, then he should have taken it up during the whippery. You can't come in the middle of a plenary and decide to suspend a rule that is designed and built into our rule book to make sure that the members are in the House with every vote.
I'm not even intending to suspend any rule. I was just commenting about the implications of the rule. And there's nothing out of order about it. I'm explaining that if the Chief Whip is intending to deal with it, we have to respect leaders of political parties. So we are quite correct. We have to converse at whippery level. That is why I'm saying it's not my responsibility. So I'm not suspending it. I have sustained the point of order. That is why bells are ringing. So we are not in order. We are out of order. Honorable Mokwele. You are recognized, Honorable Mokwele.
With due respect, Chair, I don't want you to chase me. I'm appealing. I don't hear any bells outside.
No, they
or
were
inside.
ringing. No, they were ringing. I heard them. They were ringing, Honorable Mokwele. I think, yeah, you can close the door so that we can start with, we're dealing with, I now put vote 1. Any objection? No objection? There is objection? Who's objecting? Okay. The objection of the IFP will be noted. Any other objection?
We first have to make a declaration, then we vote.
Come again?
Chairperson? Against what must we object or not? We are busy with vote 1, the President.
Yes,
the
I've now put vote 1. Any objection? And there was objection from the IFP. Then,
Chairperson, I want to refer to Rule 63. When a question to be decided by the vote of an individual member has been fully put, the officer presiding on a request may allow each political party in a speech not exceeding 3 minutes by a council member belonging to that party to state the reasons why the party is in favor or against the question. Thank you.
Honorable Labuskachen, I have put the question. The onus is on you to play your part. It's not for my responsibility to do that. I've put the question to the House. The question is in front of the House now. We're dealing with vote 1. So I can't be doing the declaration, the objection on your behalf. Honorable Kaula.
Thanks, Honorable House Chair. The IFP requests to make a declaration.
Okay. Exactly. You can go on and make the declaration, Honorable Kaula.
Honorable Chairperson, akekho umholi othunywe ngabantu owashunqiselwa zonke izinyamazana ophusile ongavotela ukuqhubeka kwemihlola eyenzeke ehhovisi lomongameli lalelizwe. For the first time in the history of our democratic parliament since 1994, the IFP today finds itself obliged to raise a serious objection to the budget of the presidency. South Africa has experienced worse tragedies and decline of governance under the watch of President Zuma. We have experienced Marikana. We have been told by courts that the president has corrupt relationships. We have been told by courts that this president has breached his oath of office. Under President Zuma, South Africa for the first time has been dragged to financial junk status. We have seen unprecedented levels of job losses and increase of unemployment. President Zuma is the only president I have ever known who has the guts to remove a performing minister and replaced him with a non-entity. The list is endless. I repeat the words of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi under President Zuma, quote unquote, dignity has shuffled off the stage of politics following the quiet exit of integrity. I thank you, Chair.
Honorable Engelbrecht.
Mr. Chair, thank you. The President's Act of Complete State Capture shows that he has no interest in South Africa's future or the 9 million unemployed in this country. The head of this government should set aside his vanities and serve the people by stepping down when the demands of office exceed his moral and intellectual capacity. Yet, he still reigns. The President and his cabinet, a president of cronies and crooks, have let all South Africans down and have shown they do not care about state resources, money that should uplift the quality of lives of the poor by providing essential services like water, electricity, roads, schools. The President has made it clear that he, his family, and his son, Duduzane, can do whatever they like with this country and its resources. Under this presidency, unemployment has increased. We are in recession and recently declared junk status. And what does the President say? That he has done a good job and he is innocent. Under this ANC, almost a third of our population is unemployed, and there are more people on social grants than what there are people working. The DA cannot support the presidency budget under this ANC. All you have done after 22 years is enrich yourselves, your friends, and your families, while standing back in your fancy suits and fancy cars, while there are people with no jobs and nothing to eat. Thank you.
Any other political party on behalf of UTM? Honorable Keila.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, currently there's no oversight on the budget of the President. Secondly, we believe that South Africans cannot continue under the leadership of President Zuma, as he is unable to lead the country. He's given the powers to lead this country to foreigners like the Guptas. We cannot support a president who is more concerned about the welfare of his family than the country. The current president has allowed the country to deteriorate to junk status. Thank you.
EFF.
Thank you, Chair. As you know that the EFF doesn't support the person in the position of presidency, which is Mr. Zuma. We object based on the fact that the man is a criminal. The man has dragged the country into junk status. You can name all these sort of things. So we will never, ever trust the man with the responsibility of...
Honorable Mokwele, let me take the Chief Whip. Honorable Chief Whip.
Honorable Chairperson, I request you to rule out of order the serious remark that has been made by Honorable Member regarding the sitting state president. The president was never found guilty anywhere.
Honorable Mokwele.
Not yet. Not yet. He has never.
Yeah, Honorable Mokwele.
Chair.
Refrain from anything that will deal with the integrity of the person in that office.
With those words, the EFF rejects the budget. We don't trust Mr. Zuma with anything.
ANC. Honorable Mohai.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Allow me to rise to declare support vote number 1, the Presidency on behalf of the African National Congress. The Presidency occupies a strategic center for policy initiative, coordination and implementation of critical for service delivery, development and radical socio-economic transformation agenda. The significance of this leadership role has increased considerably over the recent past, with the increasing role of South Africa in the international and continental, economic, socio-cultural, and political space. This requires increased human capital, financial, and strategic capacity within the presidency to provide government-wide coordination, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. The successful implementation of the medium-term strategic framework, which gives effect to the ruling party's election manifesto and the National Development Plan supported by all political parties, is dependent on the budget vote. We have to address inequality, poverty, and unemployment. The presidency takes responsibility to coordinate with provincial governments in terms of ensuring that their growth and development strategies that are alive to attend the current realities of inequality in our country. To reject the presidency budget vote is to reject the implementation of the National Development Plan and the plan to address socio-economic challenges that are faced with our country. The ANC support the budget vote. Thanks.
Thank you. Honorable members, let me appeal for you to be alert. It's not going to be my responsibility to force you to call even division, declarations, objections. So be alert and be able to play your part. I'm just presiding. Yes.
My learned Honorable Kathy will quote the rule there. But that is your responsibility to make sure that you divide the house, you call for division of the house, you call for declarations and voting. There is a rule. She will tell you what's the rule.
Honorable Mokwele, are you calling for a division? Honorable Labuskagan, are you calling for a division?
So, pardon, Chair?
Are you calling for a division?
Yes, Chair, I'm calling for a division according to Rule 64(2).
Okay. Honorable members, it has been brought to my attention that the system is not properly functioning, so it might take us much time. So those that are against, let them be that side. Those that are in favor, let them be this side. Division. They've called for the division. And then, let's do it quickly. And then, from each side, those that are abstaining will be this side, at the back. Honorable Labuskagne, if I can have a person this side, that will be assisting with the counting. And Honorable Motara, can you be the one assisting with the counting this side? Honorable Shongwe and Suela can be that side. Honorable members, against is this side, abstention is this side. Abstaining? So, okay, those that are abstaining must be at the back. Then those that are voting against must be in front. Yeah. Honorable members. Honorable members. Yes. Honorable members, according to our rules, once a division has been called, we can't debate. Let's sit as I've said, I've requested. Those that are abstaining, let them be at the back. Those that are against will be this side and the front part. No, it's not full. It's not full this side, even the front part. Can you come to the front part? Honorable Labuskagne, assist me. The question upon which the council is that vote 1 be agreed to. So we're voting on vote 1. Honorable Nzimande? Oh. Those that are in favor? Yeah, those that are in favor, Honorable Motara is the one who's assisting me with the counting. Honorable Labuskagne is also. In favor. Okay, thank you. Those that are against, you can work with the front table and then they'll give me the results. Order, members. 37 members voted in favor, 20 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declare vote 1 agreed to. Honorable members, I now put vote 2. And I don't want to, I don't know, because there's this thing of the bells. Let's have the bells ringing. Honorable members, let me indicate that Honorable Mikalakis was quite correct. The purpose of the bell is to call those that are outside to be in. But now, just because all members are in, is it necessary that all the times we must ring the bell? Honorable Baskari? You can call me. I'm going to... Okay, let's have the bells ringing. Bells are ringing. Paula?
Thank you, Chair. You are quite right. We have to stick to the rule. But I'm sure we can come to an agreement in respect of for how long we ring the bell. 3 minutes, Chair, is too long. Can we adjust on the 3 minutes to something else better than 3?
Let me say, Honorable Chief Whip, whilst we are ringing now for 3 minutes, can you engage leadership of political parties so that you can make my life to be much more easier? You engage them. Now. You can engage them now as we are ringing the bells. Okay, there's nothing happening.
I support the IF. Okay, we'll talk to them, Chair, now. Thanks.
Yeah, before Honorable Labus. Honorable Labuskachne? Honorable Labuskachne? Honorable Labuskachne? I thought you wanted to say something. No, let me start with Honorable Labuskachne, I'll come to you.
I'm standing on a point of order. There's no rules that says that the chief whip is allowed to lobby the parties within the House on the ringing of the bells.
Honorable members, Honorable Mokwele, Honorable Mokwele.
Chief Whip is busy lobbying us to do illegal things, to leave the house while we are working. We are still working. Please, you must call Chief Whip to order, Chair. We are working here.
Any objections? Any objections? Democratic Alliance?
Object and divide.
It's an objection and calling for a division. Honorable Mokwele, the Democratic Alliance objection is noted.
EFF objects.
And the EFF objection is noted. No declarations. Okay. UDM? Declaration? Okay. Declaration from the UDM?
Thank you, Chairperson. Firstly, we must reiterate what we said during the debate regarding the need to in-source cleaning services. Secondly, we support the budget because we hope that it will be a good tool to turn this institution into a professionally run organization. Thirdly, we call on presiding officer to refrain from taking decisions that have no legal standing. This practice consumes large chunk of the budget, which may have been spent on to improve the quality of the institution. Lastly, the recent Constitutional Court judgment is an indictment for Parliament. It is worse than when Parliament is ordered to pay litigation costs because the need for legal action could have been avoided. Let us at all times do the right thing. I thank you.
Any other political party to do declaration? Okay. Let IFP.
Hey. Thanks, Chair. I wish to first commend all the hard-working staff in Parliament and our caucus offices. Having done so, I reiterate the concern of the IFP, which is well known by the chairperson of council, that some of our staff are not up to the task. It is at times embarrassing to read some of the documents which are referred to as parliamentary material. This is all a result of cadre deployment. Appointing people to positions for which they do not have capacity is destroying that particular person. In commending some best performing sections, the IFP's credit goes to our travel desk. They are an example of the best. Rules of Parliament and application of the law has to be followed to the letter by our presiding officers. It is a pity that the Speaker of Parliament, who denied having powers to grant voting by secret ballot, had to be told by the Concord that she does have the power. The IFP hopes that the Speaker will now wake up and find reason to grant voting by secret ballot in the forthcoming motion of no confidence to the President. I thank you, Chair.
Any other political party? Okay. Those that are in favor, let them raise their hands. Motara, you play your part. Okay. Thank you. Those that are against, raise your hands. Honorable Labuskachne, you assist. I'll deal with you after announcing the results. Order members, 39 members voted in favor, 19 voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declare vote 2 as agreed to. Honorable Mikalakis.
House Chairperson, if you've witnessed the counting done by my honourable friend from the ANC on that side, you can't count just by doing this and saying 39. That makes a mockery of the whole process.
Order.
It makes a mockery of the whole process. I dispute the fact that there are 39 members.
No, put your hands down. Let me deal with it. Let me deal with it. Honorable Mikalakis, the reason why we said you must sit like this is because we wanted to make it simple for the counting. Not unless we are saying the counting is wrong, then that will be something else. Honorable members, this thing is correct. Honorable Koni was not in the house. Now Koni is in the house. Hey, we are recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, this is exactly the point of the bells ringing and the counting. The first vote on the support side were 20 people. Out of those 20 people, 2 moved over to support. But in the meantime, another member entered the chamber. So the counting is not done correctly. Because 2 people moved over, they automatically just took those 2. And another one entered the chamber. So now we're 19 on this side now, and 2 moved over. So it can't be like that.
Honorable members, we can't discuss this counting. We've got people that have been given the responsibility working with the front table. I now put vote 3. We now come to vote 3. Let's have the bells ringing. And now to make my life to be much more easier, Honorable Mutara, you'll be doing the counting that side. Honorable Obuskakhen, you'll be doing the counting this side. No, we have got the front table and we've got Honorable Obuskakhen and Honorable Mutara. But Honorable Mutara this time will be doing it that side. Honorable Obuskakhen will be doing it that side. Honorable Kaula.
Thanks, Chair. I just want to find the rationale behind your appointing Honorable Labaskakne and Honorable Motala. I have a problem with that because we don't have only 2 parties in this house. So, if Chair, can I be protected?
Honorable members, Honorable Kaula is protected. We are protected.
So, if that is meant to satisfy political parties, you can't have other political parties represent other political parties. So,
no.
Chairperson, that is out of order.
Honorable Kaula, you are making a valid point, but I was not appointing political parties. I was appointing honorable members to assist me with counting. And I wouldn't even mind, Honorable Kaula, I'm now appointing even yourself to assist me with abstention. All those that are abstaining will be counted by Honorable Kaula. Yeah, the 3 minutes is over. Let's have the doors locked. Then, any objections? The DA object and call for a division. Honorable Mokwele?
Kindly note the objection of EFF.
The EFF objection is noted. We don't have some declarations. Now, those that are in favor, Honorable Labuskachne, can you deal with those that are in favor? Those that are against, Honorable Mutara. Honorable Kaula, can you assist with abstention? Hands. Thirty-nine members voted in favor. 19 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declare vote 3 agreed to. I now put vote 4. Getting to the bells. Let's have the bells first, then we'll come to. Honorable Kayla?
Chairperson.
We're dealing with the bells first. Immediately we're done with the bells.
No, before the bells.
Okay.
Chairperson, I want to plead with the leadership of the political parties about the bells ringing for 3 minutes. We got 40 votes here. Those bells ring for 3 minutes. It's 3 hours. Can we at least be flexible and drop the 3 minutes? Or else we'll sit the whole day here. We'll sit the whole day here. We're pleading with the political leaders, please, with the leadership of political parties. Thank you.
Honorable Kone.
Honorable Gaylor is extremely wrong. We are here to work. If he wants to sleep, he's allowed to leave the house and go and sleep. Even if we leave here at 12 o'clock midnight, so be it. We are here to work. We don't care if it's 100 votes. We are going to sit here and work. Even if it's 10 minutes for division, we don't care. We are here to work.
Honorable members, let us not get to the discussion. I've tried to assist the House that leadership of political parties can engage and assist me to make my life to be much more easier. But if you are not agreeing, then let us not engage about it. Let's leave it. I want to walk out. Thank you. Any objection? Is a call for a division and declaration, and the objection is noted from the DA. EFF?
The EFF objects.
The objection of the EFF is noted. Let's get to the declaration. Democratic Alliance?
Declaration budget vote for COCTA. Just last week, the Auditor General, Kimi Makwetla, released the reports on the 263 municipalities for the 2015-2016 financial year. This report vindicates the Democratic Alliance and further endorses that the DA is the only political party to take South Africa out of this captured state that we find ourselves in, courtesy of the ANC and the Guptas. The best-run councils are in the DA's-led Western Cape, and also the DA-led city of Cape Town was the only metro to receive open quote, close quote, clean bill of health by the AG. The AG's report further states that only the DA's Western Cape Province Premier's office provided the level of assurance which included management, leadership, and oversight. The other 8 provinces were captured. Residents are taking to the streets, burning tires, displaying their dissatisfaction with the state of corruption that exists in their councils and the lack of basic service delivery. We have Kanaland in the Western Cape, Tabachu in Mpumalanga, Western Oria in Gauteng, Mokolokwena in Limpopo, Mzinduzi in KwaZulu-Natal, and Karib in the Eastern Cape. These ANC-led municipalities are in dire need of interventions, not political interventions, but administrative interventions. These councils are captured. The AG's report further exposes that under the current Minister of Corrupt Governance and Captured Affairs, councils' irregular expenses increased by 50% due to weak financial controls. Out of the 263 municipalities, 230 engaged consultants. These municipalities spent up to $3.5 billion on these consultants. Of this, $838 million was spent on financial services, $71 million of which was paid for by provincial treasuries and COCTA departments. Municipalities that have been placed under Section 139(1)(b) or C has proven to have failed in ensuring that the oversight implementations of these dysfunctional municipalities regress instead of improving. The cost incurred during administration and improper and unforeseeable exit plans has led to fruitless and wasteful expenditure. The Municipal Demarcation Board has also failed to ensure that there is transparency. It bowed to the pressure from the ANC and allowed for the gerrymandering of wards and outer boundaries to benefit the ANC in the 2016 LGE. The MDB are now acceding to the ANC's request to incorporate Matatiel into KZN as part of the deal to keep the ANC in power in Ekululeni. Further, the DA objected to the minister's request to transfer the responsibility of disaster management to councils, citing it as a national competency. The recent water shortage and subsequent storm damage in Cape Town and the fire disaster in Knysna has vindicated our pleas. The DA therefore cannot support a captured budget for a captured department led by a captured minister. Thank you.
IFP.
Ngiyathokoza sihlalo ohloniphekile. Ngiqala ngokuthulela isigqoko imeya senkandla umhlonishwa uNtuli ngokuqinisekisa ukuthi kuba nekolishi lamakhono enkandla ukuze kuqeqeshelwe intsha amathuba emisebenzi. Well done Mphemba, ndodana yendoda ongayethemba. Ngibonga imeya entsha Shaya kwaNongoma. Honorable MEC ehlala Nkosi induna umhlonishwa Albert Mangaqa Mncwango ngokuba athe fika kulomkhandlu akhiphe umbiko wocwaningo lwenkece olwenziwe ngabacwaningi bezimali baka PricewaterhouseCoopers. Lo mbiko uvumbulula inkohlakalo yezimali eyenzeke kusuka ngonyaka ka2011 kuya ku2016 kulomkhandlu uphethwe yiNFP isizwa iqembu lika Khongolose. Umbiko uthi phakathi kokunye ngo2013 kwebiwe u90,000 kwathengwa ama-t-shirt eqembu NFP egameni lokuthi kunama indigenous games kwamasipala. Ngo2011 kunethenda ka14 million yokwakha imuseum and cultural hub eyakhishwa osekukhokhiwe inkece elinganiselwa ku5 million. Kodwa lesakhiwo asikaze sibe khona. Enye izinkampani yabe iqashelwe ukwenza lesakhiwo yabe ithumele izincwadi documents eziwumgunyathi ngayo. Ezinye zeziphathimandla zikamasipala kwaNongoma zaqashwa nakuba zingakufanele kuba kulezo zikhundla ngokwezinga lemfundo. Kunenkece edliwe ngo2013 elinganiselwa ku213,000 eminyangweni wamalayisense okushayela nokurejista izimoto. Kukhokhelwe ukwakhiwa kwephawundi lokugcina izinkomo 450,000 kodwa leli phawundi alikaze libe khona. Abasebenzi bomkhandla babalelwa ku18 babhukhelwe bakhokhelwa inkece yokuba kwi-workshop elodge eCockstad kodwa le lodge ibingakaze ibe khona emlandweni ngesikhathi kukhokhwa. Lo mkhandlu ubusetshenziselwa ukuba inkomo egwansile kuyo yonke leminyaka ukondla iqembu leNFP kube kusetshenziswa inkece yentuthuko yabantu bakwaNongoma. Siyathokoza baba Mncwango.
Any other UDM? Yeah, it's fine now.
Shut up. Shut up. Regarding the Auditor General's latest report on local government audit, the United Democratic Movement notes that there were only marginal improvements in local government audits. We are, however, concerned that 14 municipalities lost their clean audit status, while 9 cleaned up their act. It simply means that good governance at local government level and effective municipal management is moving the wrong direction. The UDM is on record regarding government's over-reliance on consultants, and it is discouraging to hear that consultant fees for the financial reporting service increased to 838 million. The greatest worrying factor are the following. Municipalities spend more than they have. Their current liabilities exceed current assets at year end. Debtors are not paying their or delay payment as well as late payments on creditors. There has been no improvement on perennial concerns of the Auditor General, contracts awarded to employees, councillors, and their families and other state officials. Even though fruitless and wasteful expenditure is down by 21%, irregular expenditure increased by over 50%. The UDM also notes that an interesting trend regarding the fruitless, wasteful, irregular expenditure by government, in particular at local government sphere. This trend is mostly expressed during the year of the general election, national and provincial, as well as the year of conferences of the African National Congress and its alliance partners. This trend is manifested in this year's report with the year preceding being municipal election. Will not be surprised to notice a spark in the expenses when it's time to next year. Another report is issued after the conference of the ANC and its alliance. The UDM will consider investigating this trend and establish whether public monies are not being used to fund internal political party programs. If this is the case, it will be the proof of yet another thievery. Thank you.
Any other political party? ANC?
Chairperson, budget vote 4 is aimed at improving governance across the 3 spheres of government, including and in partnership with institutions of traditional leadership. This is by no means an easy task. This is attested to by recurrent community demonstrations, otherwise referred to as service delivery protests, that we see from time to time. The majority of these protests are directed at local government, which by its nature is at the coalface of service delivery. Municipalities continue to generally receive negative audit results from the AG, with the latest 2015-2016 local government audit outcomes showing that overall local government has failed to maintain the promising 5-year momentum gained in the previous years. This is a challenge amongst others that the department's Back to Basic program is addressing. And that is why there has been a marked improvement on audit outcomes for provinces such as Eastern Cape, Limpopo, and Mpumalanga. This budget is aimed at funding the continuation of the Back to Basic program. The second phase of the program will focus on ensuring stable, functional, and developmental local government system, working with all stakeholders, including communities, SALGA, and our esteemed traditional leaders. We also welcome the transfer of Municipal Infrastructure Grant Program from the department to Municipal Infrastructure Support Agency. No doubt, this will accelerate spending levels of our municipalities and thus improve their performance in providing services to our people. As the ANC, we will continue to direct, guide, and support the department towards improving cooperative governance across the 3 spheres of government in partnership with institutions of traditional leadership, and to ensure that there is efficiency and effectiveness in the development of our communities. Given the comprehensiveness of the plan and the budget that the department has presented, we are convinced that we are indeed on course towards a better life for all our people. ANC supports this budget vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Those that are in favor, Honorable Labuskakhen, can you assist with the counting? Those that are against, Motara, Honorable Motara. Those that are abstaining, Honorable Kaula. Abstaining. Honorable Kaula is counting those that are abstaining. Can I have the results? "38 members voted in favor, 19 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members voted in favor are therefore declared vote for agreed to. I now put vote 5. The bells. Can members be on their seat so that the doors can be attended accordingly? Can we have those that are getting in? Any objection?
We object and divide. Object and divide.
Noted the objection of the DA and the division has been called. EFF?
EFF object.
Noted the objection of the EFF. Then let's have those that are in favor or voting. Honorable Labuskagan, can you assist? Honorable Motara, can you assist those that are against? Honorable Kaula, can you assist with abstention? Those that are abstaining? Thirty-four members voted in favor, 17 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declared vote 5 agreed to. I now put vote 6. Honorable Mokwele?
I raised objection with declaration.
No, you never said declaration.
I did say that. I did say it.
I missed that part.
Yeah, you missed it. It's not my fault.
Yeah. No, I missed it.
Are you missing everything, Chair? I'm told you are missing everything.
Honorable Mokwele, I missed the part that you said you want to do declaration.
Whose fault is that then?
No, can you do the declaration? It won't do any harm.
Thank you very much, Chair. The economic freedom fighters reject the budget vote 5 of the Department of Home Affairs. The most fundamental reason behind our rejection is that we do not trust this department. It has been fully captured by the growing Zuma Gupta gang of corruption, whose sole intent is to lay our country to waste just to benefit a few individuals and a few families. You are busy justifying Malusi Gigaba's inexplicable decision to give the Kanzarias Gupta family South African citizenship against laws and regulation governing such. This department, together with state security under David Mahlowo, following the instruction of their handlers, the Gupta family, has been leading attempts to spy our Commander-in-Chief, Julius Malema. If you can abuse authority for figures such as our CIC, how much more damage are you doing to ordinary citizens of this country? We should not be giving you any money, rather, we should all be giving you orange overalls. You deserve jail time. You are a disgrace to the values that our forefathers held. That is not the end. The ANC passed what could easily be the worst piece of legislation since 1994 in Parliament, the Border Management Bill. This will create a parallel revenue collection body to replace the good work done over the years by SARS. This was purely done to remove the responsibility of collecting this revenue from SARS, which then reported to Pravin Gordhan, who refused to be captured by the Guptas, and it was brought to Home Affairs to be controlled by Malusi, a Gupta puppet. No one has cared to explain why was it necessary to remove those functions from SARS. There is no justifiable reason for doing so, other than to continue to project of looting of our resources to benefit the Gupta and the Zuma families. We reject this budget vote. We reject the Gupta capture of our state, and we reject Zuma and the stooges he leads.
Honorable Zwane, why are you standing?
I'm raising on a point of order, Chairperson.
Okay. Can you raise the point of order?
The reason is I just want to establish if it is parliamentary to call a Minister of State puppet.
Honorable members, let's deal with vote 6. Any objection?
The DA objects.
The DA objection is noted. EFF?
Note the objection of the EFF.
EFF objection is noted. It's only objection, no division, no declaration. Is that fine? I now then
Our hand was up for a declaration on Home Affairs.
no, we're dealing with vote 6 now. She was the only one that said she was left out. Honorable members, I now put vote 7. Bells will be rung. The bells are ringing for 7. No, we're done with 6. Can you assist with the doors? Any objection? Once the bell stops ringing, any person who's outside is outside.
It's been ringing for 3 minutes.
Yes. Any objection?
The DA objects.
It's only an objection. Okay. And EFF?
EFF objects.
The objection of the EFF is noted. Then UDM? You want to do a declaration? You can do the declaration, UDM, okay? And the ANC will do the declaration.
The need for developmental treasury cannot be overemphasized. The need for a focused and corrupt-free treasury is sorely needed by our country. We need a zero tolerance for under-expenditure in government. Government must not celebrate savings when poverty is our daily reality. We need for a treasury that will be sensitive to the need of agriculture. We repeat our firm view that bank charges and interest makes the banking facilities and system and private monopoly of few and privilege. It is also disencouraged those with little to save and saving. It is encouraged that it encourages the emergence of black market which rob our economy of growth and which we so dearly need. Thank you.
ANC?
South Africa needs a strong treasury. Treasury is addressing the unsustainable inequalities in South Africa through ensuring and working for economic growth and creating jobs by encouraging the private sector to contribute to growing the economy and enhancing the business sector to work closely with government. The National Treasury work is underpinned by the 2030 vision as articulated in the National Development Plan and are aligned to the NDP and the MTSF. Chairperson, decent employment through inclusive economic growth, that's what we want. An efficient, competitive and responsive economic infrastructure network. Sustainable human settlements and improved quality of household life. A responsive, accountable, effective local government system. Create a better South Africa and contribute to a better and safer South Africa and the world. Yes, Chairperson, we'll have to talk about the adequacy of the budget, the influences, the programs related to the budget and how the budget is being spent. Yes, we have a downgrade. We are worrying. Yes, we are concerned about the technical recession. We all have to work together, Chair, in the national interest to overcome this situation. Referring to government, civil society, labor, business, all work together that we can have, that we work in the national interest despite our differences. We must be patriotic towards South Africa and all its peoples. The ANC supports this vote. Thank you.
I now put vote 8. Bells will be rung. Can we have the doors locked, please? Let's have the declaration from the Democratic Alliance. Yes, we're dealing with vote 8. Who's doing it? It's yourself or? Yes. Continue doing the declaration.
Mr. Chair, thank you. This is yet again another department to monitor and evaluate government's programs to increase its effectiveness of planning across government spheres. Each year, we are informed that more emphasis will be placed on performance monitoring of local government. Like most of ANC departments, it has failed. Our country has been swallowed by a gigantic sinkhole of state capture and corruption. The rot has reached all levels of government and includes ministers and top office bearers in state enterprises and implicates our president, his family, his allies, the Guptas. With scandals like the state capture report, the Gupta email saga, SASSA scandal, Eskom, 5 CEOs since 2013, and they've just overpaid 1 billion rand for a replacement boiler at Duva Power Station. Chaos with the mining charter, PRASA, and of course our Nakandla of 246 million. The Auditor General stated that government's failure to properly plan and monitor its projects resulted in avoidable service delivery failures. Why? Because the problems are the same: unskilled municipal officials and mayors, failure to ensure that the basics, including budgeting, cost management, and adhering to the prescribed tender processes are done correctly, as well as a lack of accountability. Only the DA-run Western Cape received a clean audit. The DA cannot support a budget to a department that has not shown any progress or commitment to improve the effectiveness of this government. Thank you.
Any other political party? ANC?
Chairperson, thank you very, very much. The African National Congress supports this vote. As the ANC chair, we have always said that at the very core of the success of our national interventions and our national agenda to change the lives of our people and build a prosperous South Africa is the need to ensure proper coordination and planning amongst the spheres of government. Chair, it is for this reason that we established the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation to give effect to the institutional long-term planning within the state and in order to speed up effective implementation of ANC projects and programs and ultimately speed up service delivery to our people. Chairperson, since its establishment, this department has made enormous strides in enhancing our planning and the coordination of our national interventions to deliver quality services to our people. The department has introduced the outcome approach to detailed planning, implementation, and monitoring and evaluation. Promote monitoring and evaluation in the government. Monitor the performance of individual, national, and provincial departments and municipalities, and monitor frontline service delivery. Chairperson, Today, we are able to measure the progress that we are making in addressing the legacy of apartheid and deliver quality services to our people. We are also able to ensure proper planning for a better and prosperous South Africa. Chairperson, this department continues to assist our government in addressing the silo approach to planning, budgeting, monitoring, and reporting, a lack of accountability for poor performance with monitoring and reporting on performance information, unrealistic target setting, and poor quality of performance information in the various spheres of government. Chairperson, we can say with the utmost pride and humility that we are on the correct path to transforming our society. We have journeyed far since the long lines of our first democratic elections in 27th April 1994, when we elected the first democratic government for us and all our people. We have also created a country where everybody feels free, yet bound by the others of we share destiny to build a prosperous nation. Chairperson, as we said in our Vision 2030, I quote, "Our story is open-ended with temporary destinations only for new paths to open up once more. It is a story of unfolding learning. Even when we flounder, we remain hopeful. In this story, we always arrive and depart. We have come some way. We know what we do and how we do it is as important as what we want to achieve. Chair, is because of who we have been. We will continue to make us because we are happy with being who we are. I thank you.
Thank you. Any other political party? It was only declarations and the objections that I've noted. I now put vote 9. Bells first. Let's have the bells. For which one? Hey, you know what? Dealing with bells first. Then we'll get to it. Yes. Can we have the doors locked? Any objection? We're dealing with vote 9.
Objects, declare and divide.
Noted the objection of the Democratic Alliance.
EFF object with declaration.
Okay. EFF. IFP.
Okay. Thanks, Chair. The IFP objects.
Noted the objection of the IFP. Let's have the declaration of the EFF. No, we're done.
Chairperson, hey, Vellum.
Chairperson, we stand here as EFF to warn South Africans. We want to warn the country before it is too late. We want to warn the country before the lights are out at ESCOM and has collapsed. We want to warn the country before South African Airways flights are grounded and cannot fly anymore. We want to warn South Africans before our ports of entry for goods are closed and Transnet is nothing but a shadow of its former self. The EFF stands here to warn South Africans before Denel is not longer a state-owned entity but an entity Gupta-owned entity. They have already started taking it piece by piece, and the corrupt joint venture between Denel and 21-year-old Atul Gupta nephew is just the beginning. As the EFF, we have questioned the existence of this department and correctly illustrated why it should not exist. But simply by looking at the operational dysfunction of the department one can honestly say that the department's only purpose is a mechanism for Guptas, Zumas, and other connected members of the ANC to loot the state using the state-owned enterprises. The SOEs, which are meant to provide vital public service to the public like train travel and electricity, are being drained of money and being made dysfunctional as a result. The level at which this department has been used to loot public money, especially at ESCOM, Transnet, and PRASA, are known by everyone, yet nothing is done. This alone is not enough reason not to support this department and its budget. At a more strategic level, we call for dissolution of the Department of Public Enterprise, and then the entities that fall under the department must be moved to the line function department. SAA and Transnet must go to transport, ESCOM must go to energy, and all other entities to their respective line function departments. A failure to do this is why we reject this budget. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you. Democratic Alliance.
Honourable Chair, the Department of Public Enterprises failed its mandate of oversight at state-owned enterprises. One would expect that this department should set an example of good leadership, transparency and accountability for SOEs to follow. It seems, however, that this department rather followed the trend set by the SOEs, therefore the constant changing of key performance areas and priorities. South Africans would like to find a golden thread of transparency, accountability, good management and leadership in SOCs, as they are being portrayed as the ANC's government's tools to drive investment, skills development and job creation. However, news headlines reveal frequently quite the opposite. Captured cadres being instrumental in breaking deals for Transnet to obtain a loan from a Chinese bank, chairpersons being involved in nepotism and corruption, ongoing bailouts from government, or rather South Africans' taxpayers' money, all of which cannot ensure investors to invest money in our country. With state-owned enterprises not fulfilling their mandates, how can South Africans be expected to trust this ANC government to spend the budget effective and efficient? The DA is calling for an ad hoc committee to be established to get to the truth of the corruption in state-owned companies. This cannot be done by having discussions with a few ministers through their portfolio committees, as the corruption, nepotism and cronyism, widely reported by the media, is on a level that our nation cannot tolerate any longer. The DA does not support this budget vote. I thank you.
Thank you. Any other political party? ANC?
Chairperson, the basis of our revolutionary collective efforts and impetus is its rootedness in the social needs of the great masses of our people and their dignity, which has dialectical link with the perpetual continuation of the past in the present, the vestiges of the colonialism of special type in the current phase. The public enterprise is an asset that should serve the interest of the great masses of this country. Any defoliant conduct by parasitic forces and for voracious accumulation should be defeated and pulverized. through effective accountability and evasive political oversight by Parliament. Currently, we are faced with triple challenges of tormenting poverty, unemployment, and palpable social inequality in our society. Public enterprise represents an opportunity to have a rapid skills development and absorption of young people for job creation and rapid economic transformation, and temper with the intersection that reproduces the conditions for grand larceny and exploitation of the working people, whom we have an opportunity to enrich their livelihood in our society. Thank you.
Thank you. IFP. Sorry, Honorable Kaula. Let me deal with Honorable Julius. Honorable Julius.
Thank you, House Chair. I just wanted to know, for clarity's sake, because we're dealing with the budget votes here. It seems as if the ANC object. Is it the SACP ANC that you object?
We are out of order, Julius. Honorable Kaula.
Thanks, Chair. This is one department which is very deep in trouble. The IFP reiterates its call for this department to be shut down and all the SOEs to be redirected to the line function departments. We commend Minister Brown for stopping the senseless ESCOM board handshake of 30 million rand to Brian Mulefe, or Honorable Brian Mulefe. I don't know what he is called. However, the troubles are too deep. The SOEs have for long been treating our National Treasury as their ATM. This is the department with its entities where all the state capturers have made their inroads to rip the country off. The IFP rejects vote 9.
Thank you. Is there a division? Is there a division? Okay. UDM, declaration.
Thank you, Chairperson. As alluded in the budget vote, the UDM objects to this department. This is one of the departments that has been formed to deploy cadres or deploy the Zuma loyalist. This department has failed from the onset. The SOEs are useless, they non-function. It's used as a department to siphon money out of the government for the sake of the Zuptas. We're sitting with a high unemployed youth here, and none of them are assisted by this department. We object to this department. I thank you.
Thank you. Those that are voting in favor, let them raise their hand. Honorable Labuskakhni, can you assist? Those that are against, Honorable Mutara. Thank you. Thank you. Those that are abstaining, Honorable Kaula. Thirty-seven members voted in favor, 20 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declared vote 9 agreed to. I now put vote 10. Bells. Can we have the doors locked? Any objection? We're dealing with vote 10.
DA objects.
DA objection is noted. EFF?
EFF objects.
Note the objection of the EFF. Okay. We're done with vote 10. Honorable Engelbrecht, as we move forward, that is why I said we must be active. There's nothing wrong to say you object and you also
And
going to
declare.
declare. Yes.
Yes.
Go on, do the
So can I
declaration.
declare?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, thank you very much. The mandate of this department is to improve the general welfare of society by delivering public goods and services to our people. To do this, the public sector needs to be effective and efficient in fulfilling its responsibilities. This means maximum use of the limited financial resources. However, South Africa's cabinet is one of the world's largest in comparison to its population, with accompanying bloated government positions. And in 1994, the public wage bill was only 5% of total government expenditure, and it has now grown to 13% of total government expenditure. The public sector has become a bank account for many, with unaccountable civil servants, non-compliance with reforms, and the overall decline in governance. Corruption in public service has risen to endemic proportions, with politicians and public officials diverting public funds away from service delivery into their back pockets. This is no wonder, as this department is headed by Minister Faith Mutambui, who as former Minister of Communications almost single-handedly destroyed the SABC. Her track record does not bode well for a department with a mandate to cultivating integrity and strengthening accountability. She has 22 people in her department instead of the allocated 10 posts. She has not attended a single portfolio meeting since taking office and did not bother to attend the two-day budget workshop. However, this Imbizo minister very quickly planned a 1.3 million Imbizo, an ANC word for a big party. South Africans deserve more. We deserve a public service that is ethical, value-driven, and fights corruption, and we will certainly not be supporting this vote. I thank you.
Any other political party? ANC?
Thank you. The goal of the ANC since its formation has been to give all the people of our country the chance to choose their own government. The apartheid government was always been used to harass, divide, humiliate the great majority of South Africans, while securing privilege and relatively high standard of service for the minority. This resulted in the ANC's call for a constitution that guarantees a higher quality of government service for all. As articulated in 1992, Ready to Govern, ANC policy guiding document. Ready to Govern calls for a public service that must be based on the principle of representative competence,
Sorry, Honorable
impartiality,
Mtetwa.
and
Sorry, Honorable
accountability.
Mtetwa. Honorable members, heckling is allowed, but you can't be drowning the speaker. You are protected, Honorable Mtetwa.
you.
Can you continue?
The ANC has also envisaged a public service that is non-racial and non-sexist in character, comprising of personnel that are well-trained, disciplined, human, and loyal to the Constitution. It envisaged a public service that is drawn from and serve the interest of the people as a whole. This was reaffirmed by the Reconstruction and Development Program, RDP, of the ANC, which called for a public service that reflects the gender and racial composition of South African society, and that all. Prior to 1994, the public service in South Africa was thus characterized by a poor quality of service, a low skills-based inefficiencies, a lack of commitment, and no respect for citizens. The apartheid government consists of homeland administrations, as well as separate national and provincial administration for designated racial groupings. The homeland administration were poorly organized and resourced, largely without local government functionality, and the service they provided were determined by the apartheid state. In addition, the public service lacked transparency and accountability, providing space for abuse of power and corruption. The ANC has fought to ensure that those apartheid-era institutions had to be amalgamated into a single democratic, non-racial system. South Africa's first democratic government inherited a fragmented, accountable and racial divided governance system in 1994 post-apartheid. Since 1995, the public service has engaged.
I'm afraid your time is up. It's 3 minutes for declaration.
We support the budget.
Is there any division? No. I now put vote 11. Bells will be ringing. Let's have the doors closed. Any objection? Thank you. There's an objection that is noted from the DA and a call for a declaration and division. EFF?
EFF objects.
Noted the objection of the EFF. Okay. Let's get to the declaration. DA.
Mr. Chair, I have an objection before we start.
Okay,
if you'll allow me. Mr. Chair, if you can just allow me, I think there's a mistake with the, watches of the people ringing the bells. I've been timing every time. Now it's 2 minutes and 8 seconds when you said we need to start. So there's a challenge. Somewhere, and I'm sorry, there's somewhere something wrong. Yeah, yeah.
Honorable members, can you sit down? Yeah, can you sit down? One, honorable members, we're not going to be discussing the issue of time. One, I'm not even controlling time here. Time is controlled outside. I'm hearing the bells like you do. So, let's have Honorable Makwebu doing the declaration. Okay, let me take the point of order.
Because I also wanted to raise this issue of time. Can we have that watch that we had the other time when this thing was not working, put there, so that when 3 minutes is over, then it can ring out loud. Thank you very much. We want that one.
Honorable members, let me repeat myself. The time is not controlled here. The officials are assisting us with the time outside here. There's no way that, and it's even wrong to imply that we are manipulating the time. Honorable Makwebu, can you do the declaration?
Honorable Chairperson, 9 million South Africans are unemployed and many have given up looking for jobs. More than 3 million, mainly young black South Africans between the age of 15 and 24 are not receiving education, are not in employment, or lack the necessary skills, making it difficult for them to participate in the country's economy. Reporting on progress on expanded public works program, Mr. Zuma said, I quote, since 2014, 2 million work opportunities have been created on the road to achieving 6 million by March 2019. And of these, more than half have been taken by the youth. What Mr. Zuma failed to mention during that time is that the people who are given jobs must be card-carrying members of the ANC. And this is unacceptable and undemocratic. And what he failed to mention again was that the same individual can be employed and be given an opportunity twice, and therefore this cannot be translated to the number of jobs given to the people. Honorable Chairperson, the ANC has refused flatly to implement the expanded public works program in the manner that is fair and transparent. It always gives the jobs to their families, friends, and their girlfriends, I must mention. The DA, where it governs, it always conducts this program in a manner that is fair and transparent, regardless of race, gender, or color, or background, or any political persuasion. And this is how it should be done, to afford every fellow South African an opportunity. As the DA, we have expanded our database to include private employers to ensure that unemployment is kept and all South Africans are given a fair chance. Honorable Chairperson, the dazzling, the dauntless, and decisive Democratic Alliance does not accept this budget, and we reject it.
ANC.
The African National Congress support budget vote 11. The mandate of the Department of Public Works is derived from the ANC 2014 election manifesto. In our manifesto, we pledge to work towards the creation of more jobs, decent work, and sustainable livelihoods for inclusive growth. This would include the consolidating the public works program, creating 6 million work opportunities by 2019, many of which will be of a long duration. The MTSF commits government to scaling up the expanded public works program, in particular the community works program, to generate additional employment opportunities, provide training and work experience, and increase social cohesion. The EPWP as a whole will provide 6 million work opportunities. Honorable Makwebu, we know in the committee we're given statistics that the annual target of 2016-2017, for example, for the Eastern Cape, where the honorable member comes from, is 135,133. To date, 64,461. We will invite Honorable Makwebu that we should together do the oversight visit in the Eastern Cape, where we come from, so that we ask these 64,464 if they are all ANC card-carrying members. The Department of Public Works announced in a 7-year turnaround plan, rebuild public works back in 2012. The plan was based on 2 pillars: zero tolerance of corruption and improving the way the department will do business. The department investigated a total of 336 allegations reported for the period 2009-2010, 2015-2016 financial years. 284 of which have been either finalized or referred to SAPS. Can you please protect me, Honorable Chair?
We are protected. Honorable members, I've appealed to all of you that you can't be drowning the speaker. Continue, Honorable Khai.
284 of which have been either finalized or referred to the SAPS, SIU, or other entities for further investigation. These included 96 allegations of fraud and corruption, 113 tender irregularities, 13 irregular disposal or use of state properties, and 9 irregular delays in the payment of service providers. These investigations resulted in 172 disciplinary actions, of which 43 were instituted in 2015-2016 financial year, and criminal
Honorable Khai, I'm
referrals.
afraid your time is up.
Thank you.
Honorable members, the declaration is for 3 minutes. Honorable Gaila.
Thank you, Chairperson. Whereas this department is supposed to play a leading role in creation of 6 million job opportunities by 2019.
Honorable Gaila, can you have the mic close to you?
The jobs that are reported to have been created are temporary, unsustainable. There is no transfer of qualitative skills to the people. Coupled with the problem is the casualization, is the fact that the number of South Africans who find themselves out of job is on the sharp rise, currently sitting at 27.7%, and the majority is young people. Our support for this budget is a clarion call on the department to do more in terms of meeting the agreed targets, create more qualitative job opportunities whilst transferring skills to our people. The Independent Development Trust remains in limbo and its future is uncertain. This is as a result of failure by some government departments who are not paying for the services it has rendered. When not paid, IDT loses qualified human capital as a result, and some government departments slow withdrawal of business. This vicious cycle hurts our economy, increases poverty and unemployment. In this regard, the UDM calls on the current administration to immediately find a solution. The Council of Built Environment, which is supposed to assist with building standards and development of professionals therein, appears to be failing to rise to the challenge. The CIT construction industry has 3 crucial position filled with an acting personnel. This institution that is responsible for contractor development and registration last year, they painted a grim picture of the contractor development. The latest report is no better. There is no report on socio-economic impact that is critical. The entity has registered or poised to register during 2017 financial year. Finally, transformation is extremely slow in the sector of economy. For instance, as in May 2017, 81,000 construction companies are registered with CITP. Only 27 are black-owned, are in grade 9. Out of 42,000 civil engineers, only 39 are black-owned in grade 9. From 2,000 electrical engineers, only 2 are black-owned in grade 9. Thank you.
Are we done with declarations? So now we come to voting. Honorable Labuskaghni, those that are in favor, you'll raise your hand. Honorable Labuskaghni, you will assist me. Those that are against, Honorable Mutara, can you assist me? Thank you. Those that are abstaining, Honorable Kaula. The results are as follows. 39 members voted in favor, 18 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declared vote 11 agreed to. I now put vote 12. Bells will be ringing. Bells are ringing. So now we are saying there's no need for bells.
Chair, vote 12, all the parties are supporting it, so there's no need for bells. We are fine with bells.
Honorable, order. Honorable members, the problem is that with the rules, you can't pick and choose. Once you agree, then we have agreed. Honorable Julius?
I fully agree with what you said now. Please do it. Every time we have a sitting, please do it. Don't pick and choose the rules. It's something you can't do.
It's funny because it's true.
Honorable Kayla?
Chairperson, earlier when I spoke, Honorable Goni said I must go and sleep if I'm tired. She works 24 hours. I'm surprised now that the honorable member says no, there's no need. Thank you.
On a point of order, Chair. Quickly. To you, Chair. To you.
Me?
Yeah, to you, Chairperson. Thank you very much. As much as you allowed Honorable Gaylor, I'm sure you will allow me 2 seconds out of the 2.5 minutes that is left. Honorable I said these things about 4 hours ago. So Honorable Gaylor just realized now that I said those things. Meaning he just woke up now. You understand?
Take your seat. Can we be assisted with the doors? We are dealing with vote 12, Statistics South Africa. There is no objection, no declaration. We're done with vote 12. I now put vote 13. Bells will be ringing. No, we're dealing with now vote 13. Bells are ringing. Women. Bells are still ringing. Can we have the doors closed? I now put vote 13. Any objections?
Divides and declares.
We note the objection and the call for a declaration by the DA. EFF?
EFF objects.
Or it's declaration? Okay. Democratic Alliance, the declaration?
Mr. Chair, thank you. This department has shown little regard for the thousands of women and children being raped and murdered. The budget of this department goes towards keeping the minister and her staff in cozy luxury, while we, the mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, and granddaughters, live in fear. The murder of women in this country is 5 times higher than any other place in the world, where a woman is murdered every 8 hours, and in most cases by their intimate partners. This figure is so high that the United Nations has proposed a femicide watch for South Africa. Please take note, not our minister and our department, but the United Nations. This department should be focusing on changing the attitude of men and boys. This is not a woman's problem, but a male problem. And changing how our society perceives women needs to start at an early stage with awareness drives and education programs, changing the perception of a man's role towards women. We will support a strong and viable budget for an effective department prepared to take on the challenge that is destroying our homes. However, the DA will not support a budget to ensure that a minister can fly across the world, have a staff contingent that is huge, and a cozy life, yet does nothing to save the most vulnerable, our women and children. Minister, why don't you fight for victim-friendly rooms at police stations? That's one of the many things that you could do. This current minister and her huge department needs to be replaced with a small but effective department with a caring minister. We cannot support this budget with this department where our women and children have no voice. I thank you.
ANC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The African National Congress supports the budget vote 13 women as an expression of our commitment to redress the legacy of women oppression, domination, and exclusion. Honorable Chair, it takes a person or a party who don't care for women to object to this budget. They still believe that women must be oppressed, and they also believe that women are people to be used for voting because women are the majority in terms of voting. But they object everything.
Honorable members. Sorry, Honorable Dlamini. Honorable Koni. Honorable Koni. Honorable Koni. Can you continue, Honorable Dlamini?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. We support this budget informed by the pronouncement by our forefather that freedom cannot be achieved unless the women have been emancipated from all forms of oppression. Our resolve to move with utmost speed and determination to mainstreaming gender equality in all sectors of South African society is informed by our atrocious history, which is steeped in institutional racism, which Honorable Zille likes so much, where rights, life, chances, and distribution of goods and services were predetermined along racial lines and gender. It is also the past where respect of dignity of individuals was determined by the color of their skin and their gender. Honorable Chair, today as the African National Congress, we rise with great humility and pride with the masses of our people that our nation has moved with utmost rigor and determination to lead a global path towards gender mainstreaming and equality. We have demonstrated through our activities that the ANC is the party that cares about our women. Today, we take great pride that our nation has moved with utmost speed to have one of the most comprehensive national gender machinery in the world. South Africa is generally acknowledged to be a model of the best practice by many countries in African continent and globally. It is for this reason, Honorable Chair, that we support this budget, and we are saying to these other parties who are saying right things that are happening to women but decide not to vote for this budget, they mean that all the programs that are dedicated to women should not happen. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Now come to voting. Those that are in favor, Honorable Labuskaghni, can you assist? Those that are against, Honorable Mutara, can you assist? Let's see by a show of hands. Those that are abstaining, Honorable Kaula. Honorable Kaula.
No, I'm not resigning, Chair. I'm objecting to the way you are conducting the business of the day. When it's Honorable Lapaskachna, you say, can you please assist? When it's Honorable Motara, you say, can you please assist? But when it's Kaula, you just say Kaula. Please go on and say it all.
I sustain the point of order. Can you assist Honorable Kaula with those that are abstaining? Please, Honorable Kaula. The results are as follows. 39 members voted in favor, 17 members voted against. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declared vote 13 agreed to. I now put vote 14. Bells will be ringing. Basic education, vote 14. Let the doors be closed. Any objection? Vote 14, basic education. DA?
We object, declare, and divide.
Note the objection of the DA, and they've called for a declaration. EFF?
EFF object with declaration.
We note the objection of the EFF. ANC will declare. Yes. We're starting with the declaration. EFF?
The economic freedom fighters reject vote 14 of the basic education. We do so because we firmly believe that this department has no plan, no vision, and no strategic leadership to sort out the problems facing basic education in this country. 2 decades after freedom, our basic education system is still of unequal quality. Poor and rural schools do not have even half the facilities that urban schools and those catering for the elites. We still have schools in rural Mkanduli without access to basic services such as water, electricity, and toilets. Libraries and computers are a distant dream for teachers and learners in these schools. We still have teachers who are not qualified to teach, teaching poor rural learners. We still have teachers who are not qualified to teach, teaching poor rural learners, condemning them to a life of substandard education. The Department of Basic Education has been unable, up to this stage, to comprehensively respond to the needs of learners with special needs and disabled learners. All this contributes to the below average performance of grade 12 learners because they come from an education system that is rotten to the core. The fixation that Minister Motshekga and her department seem to have over metric pass rates is never going to take the department anywhere. We must go back to the basics, fix schools' infrastructure, hire qualified and committed teachers, get rid of the influence of SATU, ensure that all schools, be they rural or urban, have the same facilities. Only a government led by caring, incorruptible leaders would ever be able to do this, not a government that has outsourced its responsibilities to the Guptas, as the ANC has done since Mr. Zuma took over. Thank you, Chair.
DA.
Thank you, Chair. Each one of us here wants a world-class education system for every South African. And I'm not going to repeat this history that we get ad nauseum from an honourable member wanting a better history. But there is no argument that Bantu education was inferior to that of whites during the apartheid era, and that funding too was skewed towards white education. Yet, 23 years of ANC education, during which funding of education grew to more than 6% of the GDP, the highest in Africa per capita, funding cannot any longer be blamed that South Africa year after year produces some of the worst education results in Africa. In maths and science, South Africa ranked last out of 140 countries during a study done in 2014-2015. Year after year, we see more than a quarter of grade 12 pupils fail their final exams, and more shockingly, if the results are closer scrutinized, the matric results show that an astonishing 44.6% of learners either dropped out of the system altogether or remain stuck in grade 10 and 11. More disturbingly, there are allegations that the high dropout rate may be due to the culling of pupils from the system to artificially make matric results look better, especially in the pursuance of the obsession to outperform the Western Cape. A study last year by the Stellenbosch University highlighted the problems in our system: poor teacher content knowledge and the inability to impart knowledge effectively, multiple and continual changes in the curriculum and policy which undermines and demoralizes educators. Then obviously the SATU capture of the education system, and in fact SATU is running education in 6 of the 9 provinces, including SATU's refusal to have educators and principals tested and evaluated. It was found that in many schools, less than half of the official curriculum is covered by the end of the year. And the 5th one, educator absenteeism. The problems that needs fixing is clear and defined. However, the lack of the political will of the minister and the lack of the ability and capacity of the mostly captured department through its layers of management make the turnaround of education highly unlikely under an ANC government. The DA does not support this budget.
ANC. Mama, closer to the mic.
i-ANC sihlalo iphakamisa ukuxhasa ivoti yohlahlo lwabomali ye-14. Iyothusa ke into yokokuba kule ndlu kube khona abantu abathi imfundo ye-apartheid ayingcono kunale. Indinika umnqa mna mntu ke wohlanga oluntsundu. Phakathi kwezivakalisi, kwezinye izivakalisi ukuba phakathi inkululeko yomqulu ithi phakathi kwezinye izivakalisi ukuba iza kuvula iinkundla zolwazi nenkcubeko. I-ANC ithathe inxaxheba enkulu ekuqinisekiseni ukuba bonke abantwana banokufikelela kwimfundo eyisiseko esemgangathweni.
Honorable Samke, Honorable Hatting, why are you standing?
Honorable Chair, we cannot allow that the member should sit. The member doesn't sit.
Honorable Samke, can you take your seat?
Honorable Chair, you can certainly not allow that a person put words in my mouth seconds after I've spoken, turning it totally around with what I said. This is totally unacceptable. I said apartheid system was bad, and she said, now I come and say it's good. That's a plain lie. The member is a liar.
Honorable members, no, take your seat, Honorable Chief Whip. Honorable members, it's unacceptable that you will be engaged in a debate, but at the same time, it's also unacceptable that you will deliberately make a statement in the House whilst knowing that that statement is also false. So I'm appealing to all of you, let's refrain from distorting each other, and let us not debate, let's allow the declaration to go on. Honorable Samke, can you be protected? Okay, sorry. Sorry. You are recognized?
Thank you, Chair. Is it parliamentary to say bullshit in this House?
No, it's not parliamentary.
This member just said bullshit in this House.
Okay. Honorable Hatting, order members. Honorable Hatting, did you say bullshit?
No, I said the member is a liar. I don't use that word. Check hands out.
Honorable Hatting, order members, honorable members, what we'll do, we'll consult Hansard and at a later stage we'll make a ruling about it. Can you continue, honorable member? Honorable Mokwele.
Modula stilo, ka Setswana sa ko gae. Puo e bitswang bullshit ke gore ke mantle a kgomo ga se tlhapo.
We are out of order.
Ke mantle a kgomo.
Honorable Samka, can you continue?
Bekani indlebe emhlaba ivani mazulu. Dizele abantwana ndabakhulisa ndabondla basuka baxeqa kum. Ingcono imbongolo neesile kuba iyasazi isitali somnikazi waso. Kodwa umuntu ukaSirayeli yena kandazi kufana nalento enzeka kule ndlu. Sihlalo walendlu. I-ANC yafumanisa into kokuba imfundo le isisiseko njengoba senditshilo. Kwaye iqinisekisa into kokuba izawuthatha inxaxheba enkulu ekubeni abantwana abasakhulayo babanike eyona mfundo yakhe yaphucuka kweli lizwe. Ukuze kuqinisekiswe ukuphunyezwa kwezi zinto ziphambili, i-ANC ichonge ngokuchanekileyo imisebenzi echaphazela kakhulu abafundi, ootitshala kunye nomsebenzi wonke wemfundo. Isibonelelo seziseko sezikolo kunye nesicwangciso sesikolo sezondlo seziko lidlala indima ebalulekileyo ekuphunyezweni kwemfundo esemgangathweni. Ukuqinisekisa ukuphuculwa nokugcinwa kwezikolo kuwo wonke amaphondo kunye nokukhusela ukuba bonke abafundi bayaqhubeka befumana ukutya ngaphandle kokuma kwezoqoqosho. Imfundo ebandakanyekayo ihlala ingundoqo kwimfundo eyisisiseko kunye nokuphuhliswa nokwabiwa kwesibonelelo esineemeko ezintsha kubafundi abanezakhono eziphekekileyo zobugcisa kubonisa ukuba ukuzibophezela kwethu ukuqhubela phambili iinkonzo zethu ekujongiseni imali kunye nokukhusela abasemngciphekweni kweli lizwe lethu. Olu lwabiwo-mali sihlalo lubonisa ukuqhubela phambili kombono wenkululeko yomqulu, ukuqinisekisa ukuba umgaqo ngamnye uyasebenza kwaye ukhusela iinkqubo zentlalo nezoqoqosho, ukuphucula ubomi babafundi ngaphakathi nangaphandle kweklasi. Enkosi mhlali ngaphambili. African National Congress siyayixhasa le budget. Enkosi.
Thank you. Honorable UDM.
Enkosi mhlalo ngaphambili. Sixhasa sinjalo le budget. The Education Charter campaign was about centrality of the parent, schooler, and the teacher in the learning and teaching process. This should be the guide as we approve this budget. The schooler transport has collapsed in the Eastern Cape and must be revived with speed before we can drop out of this academic season. This schooler transport must be monitored so that it is not the death of young souls as we witnessed in the past, in the first and second quarter of this year. The quality of education leaves much to be desired. And if heads need to roll, then the country must forget, if heads do not roll, then the country must forget about the future generation. Unfortunately, as we roll out poor education, we are also planting seeds for non-performing economy, thus perpetuating poverty and unemployment and inequality. We make a call to the Minister and the Department to spend more time on making sure that our system produces good quality education, promotes centers of excellence. We call on government to ensure that South Africa has a seamless integrated education system that is unable to interface from the preschooling stage to the tertiary level. It is when this system is in place that we shall be able to avoid dropouts. SATU must be stopped from co-governing. This is one of the reasons for the collapse of our basic education. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable IFP.
Thanks, Chair. Whilst the Minister of Basic Education keeps on denying it, the IFP is adamant that reducing pass levels in order to make greater numbers of our learners pass exams at the expense of quality is not necessary and is destroying the quality and future of our learners and our education system. We have seen this being done with mathematics, not just in grade 12, but also in other lower grades at the instruction of national education. Last year in 2016, in our final NSC results, out of 58 subjects written, 28 subjects were pushed upwards in order to make learners who had failed pass the examination. This is not standardization. It is abnormal and must come to an end. Ikona-ke sihlalo kwenza ukuthi abafundi mabefika emanyuvesi besuka ema-secondary schools bafeyile ukucopa with the transition from secondary education level to tertiary education level. The IFP is concerned with the rollover of the infrastructure development budget of the department whilst schools do not have resources. Yesterday, at the Education Imbizo of KwaZulu Natal, Dr. Dlamini of the National Teachers Union, UNATU, principal of Umlazi Comtech, lamented the poor state of conditions in some KZN schools, like poor sanitation, dilapidating classrooms, no libraries, no laboratories, no administration blocks, etc. Yet, the department fails to spend money budgeted for the year to provide these services. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Those that are in favor will raise their hands. Honorable Labuskachen, can you please assist with the counting? Those that are against, raise your hand. Honorable Motara, can you please assist? Those that are abstaining, Honorable Kaula, can you please assist? The results are as follows. 39 members voted in favor, 18 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declared vote 14 agreed to. I now put vote 15. Higher education and training. Bells will be ringing. Honorable Kayla, as bells are ringing.
Yes, I'm concerned about the fruitful and wasteful expenditure that we're incurring in this house here. Honorable Kaula brings no results. That's fruitful and wasteful expenditure.
Zero is the result. So it's bringing the result. Let's have the doors locked. Any objection? We're dealing with the vote 15. DA?
Objects, declares, and divide.
We note the objection, and we are going to do the declaration from the DA, and they've called for a division. EFF?
EFF object, Chair, but on your list here, there is a support of IFO. I don't know whether we have a new political party in this house.
Okay, thank you. And you are going to do the declaration? Okay. Let's get to the declaration. DA? Honorable, the declarations. We're dealing with declarations. Democratic Alliance.
Declaration?
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. Honorable Chair, we have a translation service. I think some of the members who do not understand English should perhaps listen to the translation. Honorable Chair, the real indicator of higher education financial health is a level of subsidy, which is a disaster. University subsidies are far below what is required and will continue to increase at way below the required rate of 8 to 10%.
Honorable Hatting, order members. One thing for sure, all languages have got same status in South Africa. Refrain from anything that will create unnecessary noise. I'm just appealing.
Chair, I'm just saying there is misunderstanding in order.
Yes, we are protected,
Which
contained.
is not my first
Chairperson,
language.
on a point of order,
So
Chair.
I'm protecting you. I'm
On a
protecting
point of
you.
order, Chair.
Use this thing.
I'm protecting you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Chairperson,
Sorry, Honorable Hatting. Honorable Hatting, sorry, let me deal with Honorable Cohen.
since while you are entertaining the issue of the unbecoming language in this house, we are used to Honorable Hatting's language, you know, the vulgar words that he's been continuously using in this house. And he was never, at any given time, thrown out of this house. So, yourself, Chairperson, sitting there, you must tell us why. That is why he's continuing, because nothing is being done. You are always consulting Hansard, but you are never coming back to us. Never. So let us allow this today be the last time that we allow Honorable Hatting to insult us like this. It's very wrong. He's very old, but he should be leading by example, you know.
Take your seat, Honorable Kone. Honorable members, in making a ruling about the point of order raised by Honorable Kone, I'm going to treat all of you the same way and refrain from anything that will create problem and compromise the decorum of the House. Honorable Hatting, we are protected. Can you continue?
Thank you. Another member that should use the earphone. Honorable Chair, TVT colleges were part of a dream. Yes, instead of growing the number of college students, we saw a 32% decline from 2015 to 2016 in the number of students enrolled for the National Certificate Vocational NCV Level 4. 60% of TVET colleges are dysfunctional, with a pass rate of less than 40%. Less than 5% of the initial intake passed Level 4 in the prescribed time. The department is only providing 54% of the operating budgets that TVET colleges are entitled to. And due to the complete lack of capital budget for years, most of the equipment needed for training is completely outdated. Putting money into NSFAS assist students, of course, but the most that NSFAS funding can do for universities and colleges themselves is to reduce what is owed to them by students. This is important, but it does not address the fundamentals of the system, the continued and prolonged underfunding of our higher education system. The third arm of the department, the Sector Education and Training Authorities, SETA, are meant to provide us with another route to skills acquisition. And the 13.6 billion they control should go a lot further than it actually does at this stage. SETAs are stagnating. Honourable Chair, the DA, by contrast, is committed to a flourishing higher education sector, to end to waste and neglect, and to ensure that our youth are provided with the skills and knowledge to make a real contribution to a growing economy. The DA does not support the higher education budget. And Honourable Chair, in conclusion, perhaps those people who refer to old people when they're very young should show respect to older people. Thank you.
EFF.
I do not plan to insult anyone, don't worry. Free decolonized education. Can I have order here, please, Chair?
You are protected.
Thank you. Honorable Hatting, I can't concentrate. Can I
Honorable
please-
Hatting, can you face this side? No, Honorable Shabang. Can you face this side? Yeah, don't disturb. Can you continue, Honorable Ngwe?
Thank you, Chair. Free decolonized education is a fundamental prerequisite for radical economic transformation and the development of a self-sufficient economy that benefits and supports all South Africans. It is why we, as the economic freedom fighters, unconditionally support the demands made by students throughout the country for free decolonized education. We want to pay tribute to the countless students and workers engaged in the struggle for free decolonized education and the end of outsourcing, with special mention for the 500 students arrested and hundreds of workers fired in this continuing struggle. We do not simply make these statements because we are opposition, but because there is empirical evidence throughout the developed and developing world of the long-term positive consequences free education has on the development of an economy and society. We also know that the resources are available, but the fear and inability to use these resources is why we are partly unable to address the racial economic inequalities in our country and patterns of ownership, why we have a lack of skills in all sectors of the country, why we have bright, energetic South Africans with no future and to turn to crimes and drugs, why we don't have the necessary skills to deliver services to our people. It is the reason why there has been no increase in colored and black students' enrollment in tertiary institutions over the past 12 years, despite there being a marked increase in enrollment for white students. Free education combined with decolonized education will not only address the syllabus, which continues to perpetuate European understanding of the world, which often undermines Africans, but it will also create an economy that is decolonized in that it is not reliant on the still dominant colonial modes of production and systems of trade, which continues to leave this country and the rest of Africa underdeveloped. This illustrates why free decolonized education is fundamental to transforming our economy, and until the department budgets for this, the EFF will not support its budget. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. ANC.
Thank you, Chairperson. The ANC rises in support of Budget Vote 15 in commemoration of the adoption of the Freedom Charter, which, amongst other pronouncements, declared that doors of learning and culture shall be opened. Great strides have been made since the dawn of our democracy to ensure that access and success remain important pillars of our education and training system. In particular, education and training for the poor and the working class. The ANC continues to expand access through the increased allocation of NSFAS to institutions in the post-school sector, and ensures that success in tandem with access in particular are achieved for the poor and the working class. This budget ensures that the funding is strategically prioritized throughout the vote to ensure that, in line with the white paper for post-school education and training and the NDP Vision 2030, outcome 5 of the medium-term strategic framework, which seeks to ensure that there is a skilled and capable workforce to support an inclusive growth path, is progressively realized. It unpacks the funding challenges that confront the sector. Nonetheless, it does provide guidance on how the targets and objectives of this sector will be achieved. The Technical Vocational Education and Training, commonly known as TVET, and the Skills Development Program by the SETAs are significant in meeting the demands of the industry and that of the economy of the country. Scarce and critical skills produced by the post-school education and training institutions are important in advancing our country in relation to development and economic growth. These should respond to the fourth industrial revolution. The development and training of highly skilled artisans that are of high caliber remains a priority for the ANC-led government. This budget is a demonstration of the progressive realization of the vision of the Freedom Charter, and the ANC supports the budget.
Thank you. UDM.
Chairperson, thank you. The UDM supports the budget vote 15. We hope that with this budget, the government will pay more attention on the challenge of poor quality facilities and administration in various TVET campuses. The TVET colleges should be the answer to the country's twin problems of youth unemployment, which stands at more than 50%, and artisan shortage. There must be a relationship between financial investment, TVET colleges, and their performances. In other words, these colleges cannot be used to simply keep the youth out of the streets. The second is a question of absorption of the TVET college graduates. We suggest the following: that specific skills required from these colleges be linked to skills required in various departments, government departments, government entities, and local and municipalities. The public sector procurement policy framework should be considered as a mechanism to ensure that both public and private sector employ TVET graduates. The Department of Small Business should develop and implement programs that target these graduates straight from school to business work. Finally, more work has to be done to ensure that private sector does more to recognize the pool of technical knowledge and use it to grow the economy, but also develop these graduates to business people. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other political party? Okay. Those that are in favor, let me see by show of hands. Honorable Labuskaghni, can you please assist? Those that are against, Honorable Mutara, can you please assist? Let me see by show of hands. Thank you. Those that are abstaining, Honorable Kaula, can you please assist? The results are as follows. 39 members voted in favor, 19 members voted against, no abstention. The majority of members have voted in favor. I therefore declared vote 14 agreed to. Vote 15 agreed to, I'm sorry. Honorable members, in view of this thing of the bells and the declaration of the next one, I suspend the proceedings so that we can allow the lunch and the working lunch for those that will be having meetings. Then we'll resume exactly at 2 o'clock. This session is suspended.